Here are 5 things you probably didn't know you could do in Path of Exile. Number 1, Control+Click the Hideout vendors. So this only works in Hideout and not the towns that you're in, but you can Control+Click any of these vendors and they will actually bring up their menu quicker, other than clicking it twice. So if you Control+Click Navali, she brings up the prophecy menu. Control+Click Zana brings up the maps where you can buy from her. If you Control+Click Alva, she'll bring up the temple. You Control+Click June, she'll bring up the unveiling window. Control+Click Nico, he'll bring up the depth chart, and you could actually run the delve directly from your hideout. You don't have to go to his area to run delve. You can actually just do it straight from your hideout. You can also do with Cassia, and she'll bring up the anointing menu. Any of the expedition will bring up their menus. And then lastly, you can Control+Click Tane Octavius, and he will bring up the vendor menu where you can just sell your items really quick, and he's probably the most useful out of all of these. As well as the last to die, newly added to Scourge League, you can also Control+Click him, and he will bring up the vendor menu, and then you can sell all your items. Number 2, clicking Z to hide items. This is a useful mechanic to use if you are juicing maps or have a map just has a really bad filter, or just maps that drop a ton of loot. Hiding the item names is really important because it can just pretty much block the entire map for you, so you can't see what's going on. So you can opt to press it, kill all the mobs, and then press it again to show all the names. The best use case for hiding items actually is when you get a ton of drops. You'll notice that the nameplates for something that dropped like at your feet is actually like off your screen or in the corner of your screen, and then sometimes you'll have to like walk really far when you click something that's not even near its name. And this is just how Path of Exile works when there's just clutter with all the nameplates, because the nameplates are bigger than the items when they drop on top of each other. So something you can do is you can click Z twice. You just click it really quick, and it'll change the location of where the names are placed depending on where you are. And sometimes it'll make it easier for them to grab, sometimes it'll make it harder. If you pick up a few items and then click Z again, it'll actually make it less cluttered, and they will change the location the name is at closer to where the item is. So this is a useful mechanic once you get into like later game and start juicing your maps. You'll find yourself using this more often. Number 3, you can actually Shift+Click to buy items in full stacks from vendors. This is a kind of not really too big of a use case, but I know too many people don't know about this that are like kind of know this game, have put in a couple hundred hours. This is a kind of mechanic that not many people would use, but it's entirely useful if you're buying a lot of things from vendors. Like if you're trading in currency, if you're SSF, I hope you should be trading for currency. But if you're vendoring for currency and you need a large amount of alterations for whatever reason, other than Control+Clicking it 20 times, you can Control+Shift+Click and buy a full stack of 20 alterations with one click. And then if you need to buy 100, you just need to do 5 clicks other than 100. So it'll save your wrist just a little bit by using this trick. Number 4, cryptid items can actually be benchcrafted. Now you can't add modifiers or remove modifiers like you can with normal items, but you can actually change the socket color, the socket number, and the socket links through benchcrafting. Now you can't use fusings, jewelers, or chromatics on the corrupted item, but if you head to the benchcraft, put your corrupted item in there, and scroll all the way to the bottom where you can change the colors and links, it'll allow you to use those crafts, but at the additional cost of paying Vol orbs attached to the original price of crafting that item. Now this is very useful, especially early league, if you find a really good corrupted item, or if you have a corrupted item that you just need to change a few colors on. This is a common tool to use. Number 5, quality affects linking and socketing items. Now many of you probably already know this, but there are a good number of people that do not know this. If you're trying to hit a high number of sockets or links on an item, make sure you quality it to at least 20 before you throw all your money into it. if you can get it higher by getting it 30 quality through hillock or whatever means possible, you could do it through fossils, you could do it through with Scourgely, you can do it through corrupting it if you're willing to corrupt the item. You could actually hit 30 quality, base quality, and if it's a rare item, you could actually benchcraft 18% additional quality to give yourself 48% quality, and that's the highest probability you can get to 6 linking and 6 socketing your item. Now, the percentage on exactly how much it improves is kind of vague, and it's based on a lot of people's testing, but getting it at least 30% will increase it, like from 0 to 30% is pretty much twofold in my experience in looking at like what people have done. So make sure you at least get it to 20 before you throw all your currency into it. And that's it. Those are the 5 tips and tricks. Let me know if you learned anything new from this video and down in the comments, or if you knew all of these and that you're a pro gamer. Now, I have a lot more tips and tricks I can add to this list, but I wanted to maybe make this a series if enough of you guys enjoyed this kind of content. I have a list of a couple more I could do for Path of Exile and maybe branch into other games. We'll see how this goes. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Make sure you leave a like and sub down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.